Hey guys, how's it going? It is your boy, Manga Andrew, and I'm here to do my final reaction to Dr. Stone manga chapter. If I remember correctly, I think it was like 232 or something like that. Yeah, I'm so professional. Yeah, 232, the final chapter of Dr. Stone. It has been confirmed that this is the final chapter, and I am terrified, which makes sense. I'm always terrified when I read the final chapter of a series that I have been reading for multiple years. It happened with Attack on Titan. It happened with Naruto, Bleach, even with Seven Deadly Sins. My heart is hurting because I really like Dr. Stone. Story time, I guess, before we get into this reaction. If you don't know, I went to college and studied animal science. So when I saw that Dr. Stone was a series about science, I was mesmerized by that, and that there were certain chemicals and certain things that I looked into, and I'm like, oh wow, yeah, that's true. So I'm really into science. I really do love science. If I didn't, then I wouldn't have gone into a science field. And I just enjoyed this series so much because it combines a lot of things that I enjoy: shonen, Japanese culture, anime, and science. And it does it in a way that is extremely accurate, because when it comes to the artist as well as the creator of Dr. Stone, Boichi, as well as Inagaki, yeah, they did an amazing job blending science, like actual real world science, with the fictional world of anime. So I really just enjoyed this series, and as soon as I watched the anime and it came out weekly, as soon as it finished, this is probably one of like the very few series where I watched the anime first and immediately jumped into the series immediately afterwards. Like the only other series that I did that with pretty much was like My Hero Academia. Like even with Naruto and Bleach and even Attack on Titan, I never really jumped into those series as fast. Maybe Attack on Titan, but like when it came to like Dr. Stone and My Hero Academia, as soon as the anime was over, I jumped right into the manga, and I've been loving it ever since. I think Dr. Stone may be one of the very few series that I've read where like the story has been intriguing and amazing throughout the entire run, even though it's like less than 300 chapters. So I've really enjoyed it. Hopefully I'm going to enjoy the ending of this series as well. And hopefully I want to thank everyone who has been with me since I started reacting to Dr. Stone, watching these videos, giving likes, leaving comments if you've been able to. So yeah, this is going to be a very emotional chapter. I can already tell, especially from what we saw last chapter with them returning to Earth after quote unquote defeating the Y-Man. So we're going to dive right into it. We're going to have most likely multiple color pages for this chapter, so I'm not gonna wait anymore. We're gonna go right in, and we already get to see the first color page of Senku. His looking out the window, looking at Earth, as well as Stanley, as well as Kahaku, as they're about to return back to Earth. And oh, it's 30 pages, so like around 28, 29. So yeah, a little bit, yeah, just as much as I thought that it would be, as we just got the first few pages, double page spreads. They're all in color as we see Senku returning back. The shuttle is saying re-entering the atmosphere. They're re-entering the atmosphere. They hit the water. The buoys are active. The ships have come to their rescue. Everyone is celebrating. He's even awarded with like a medal, as well as everyone else there. Oh, it's so great. Senku's being awarded a medal. And then you also have Stanley as Rosary Sui, who are also going to be given medals, most likely. And then you just have Kawaku sleeping because she's bored. That's just what she is. They all got their medals. This is so great. And we're apparently seeing Senku using the petrification. Oh, we're kind of like going through everything that he has done, like him like resurrecting himself, Taiju, Yuzurihara, or they're just giving them half fives as they are getting the awards. Oh, this is so great. We're getting to see all of the characters. We see Luna and all of them. We don't see Nikki yet, which is going to be very sad, but like they're all just like doing the half fives. They're just so excited. Everyone's happy. Everyone's rejoicing as we have, oh, Dr. Stone. Final chapter, Dr. Stone. Oh god, Itagaki and Boichi. Oh no, the art is so great. And we see that he has the little Medusa like capsule device on his side. Oh man, this is gonna oh no, I'm getting emotional already. And I haven't and the chapter has only just begun as several years later. Oh wow, as we have like Geed who's like talking to a parent like scientist as like a plane has just landed. Oh, we're just skipping to several years later. Oh my gosh. Oh, he looks slightly older, I guess. It's hard to tell. Oh god! Yeah! It's okay. And I haven't even read Gein's dialogue and I'm so excited. Gein's like, after switching back, there's something about this old outfit that just feels right. Yeah, he undresses. He was in a business suit, but he switched out of it. Oh, this is so great. Oh my gosh. And it's just like, but how, Ritual Bay? How long has it been since I was last home in Japan? So apparently he's been traveling around the world as you have Francois like, as he's like saying, I'm a mentalist by trade, but not a diplomat. Oh my gosh, he became a diplomat. As you have Francois saying, bringing together the nations of the new world requires explanation and negotiation. Your skills are indispensable, Master Gin. As he's like, fair enough, but I had to come home for this, as like for dear Taiju and Yuzurihara's wedding, as most likely we get to see Yuzurihara's parents. And oh yeah, there's Nikki, as well as we have Tsukasa's sister there as well. And it's like, this is day 2 of your wedding. I'm looking at Taiji and Yuzurihara's reactions to this. And she's like, this way, more of our friends can attend. And I'm like thinking to myself, this feels like an idea that Taiji would come up with. But because she says it, I'm like, okay, y'all both came up with this. Oh, God. And she's like, wow, bring it on. The more celebration, the merrier. Oh, my gosh. It's just like the science team's so busy, Senku made them leave at the end of day 1. That's responsible. These things typically last one day. I mean, yeah. As they've apparently released. Oh gosh. I forgot his name, but okay. As we see that they're releasing balloons into the sky, as we see Stanley as well as I think it's Yo shooting at them. Chelsea has returned. The people from Treasure Island have come to give their presents, which is like a shiny pearl. As we have that dude, I have not learned his name because he's a douchebag, but like he's there and he has apparently been causing the girls to swoon with like to the dismay of like everyone else. As we have Kohaku's like, now as good as time as any, or maybe it's actually a perfect time to ask about you and Chrome, Rui. Oh my gosh. Oh no. As you have Luna as well as Carlos and them. I say Carlos and them. It's just Carlos and Max are listening in. But Luna's like, time for this smooth operator to listen in. I mean, it's not like I'm dying to hear tips on how to back myself a scientist, obviously. Oh no. Oh no. And she's like, well, about that coming from Rui, as he has at the wedding, everyone's talking, as you have Chrome saying, say, Rui, when our bad science project is all wrapped up, let's get married. Huh? Okay. Oh gosh. He just dropped that. Oh gosh. That makes so much sense for Chrome, but oh my gosh. As Rui is just crying. And it's like, yep, no helpful role models here. Yeah, because you have Taiju, who's being Taiju, and like that was going to be obviously in game, but just having Chrome just ask her out instantly for marriage without them actually dating. It's so great. It's just like a bad science project, as you have Tsukasa just listening in, and it's like, indeed, with every step taken by science, the rules governing our world inevitably changes. Hyoga, Zeno, and I once bloodied our hands to prevent the rebirth of the old world air hierarchies. Yeah, hierarchies. But at this point, the ideal of such a grim future is a distant memory. I mean, yeah, you were just slaughtering people, like, not like physically, but like crushing their skulls, as you have Hyoga, like, regardless, once law and order is established in the new world, we will likely find ourselves judged and condemned. That all depends on the science team's success. In fact, entirely possible that, as we also see Yo just looking to the side. Oh gosh, yeah, I guess there could potentially be consequences for killing people technically, as we have the wedding continuing, as we see Taiju's like, come on, the science team busting their butts, so let's at least bring them some cake. As everyone, oh yeah, we get to see Ginryo and Kinryo here as well, as Gin is like, courtesy of the newlyweds, how novel, as they're like, dear Senku, as we're getting to see, oh yeah, oh, woo, 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 okay, I'm having a female Senku, it's like, every nation has sent scientists to join the team and study the petrification device's mistaken identity. Oh gosh, I'm guessing it's the Medusa device. Oh gosh, a female Senku. A type of pool called a Higgs field gives mass to fundamental metal particles. The petrification device is capable of altering the water pressure in said pool. Oh gosh, producing its mass or weight to zero allows it to fly. And petrification is the phenomenon wherein organic molecules gain increased resistance via Higgs field. I now understand that dear Senku's Spartan lectures were actually on the easy side. Oh shit. Okay. Wait, is that the Medusa? I don't know. Oh wait, could this potentially be Senku's mom? I don't know why I thought that was the Medusa device. Could this just be Senku's mom? That's probably the case. You know what? This would make a lot more sense. This would make a lot more sense. This is Senku's mom. This has to be. Alright, we're just gonna roll over. As they're like, so this is the Medusa. I mean, the dear Y-Man they brought back from the moon. It's been broken down to be studied. As they're like, oh, why, no. That's just one of the many broken ones. The all-important living specimenism is in the inner chamber, where dear Senku and his team are working on their special project. Okay. I'm sorry. Like, Senku's mom just put, like, just a... she's very attractive. And it's just like, you have Taiju and Yuzurihara as like, could this be what dear Chrome mentioned? The bad science project? As you have Taiju's like, get this, Senku! Today's the big day! I'm finally married to Yuzurihara! You said the same thing yesterday. I mean, yeah, because it's his dream. As Senku is in there doing his science thing, he does look slightly older, as you have Taiji just looking on, just happy. It's like, interesting. Very interesting. I'm cheering for you so hard from here in the science lab that my vocal cord snapped. Huh? This little back and forth feels familiar. Yeah, because it's been a while since you've done it. As you have Taiji's like, you think? As you have Yuzurihara's like, you've brought the cake for you and the science team. As everyone is just so happy to eat some of that cake. As they're like, this, whatever it is coming from Gin, this fantastic Fey machine is the bad science project. As it's like, sorry about that. As it's like, sure is. As you have, we even have our little Suika here saying, we're making something amazing. As you also have Joel, as well as, oh my gosh, how do I forget his name? The old man. Oh gosh, I feel so horrible about this. Oh, and she's like, oh, it looks pretty slick, huh? As you have Joel's like, we started off with the structure itself. Oh my, Kasiki, there it is, Kasiki. Oh, and there's the little Medusa's like returning to the past to prevent incursions upon your Earth with. Oh wait, what? With Art Numero's death of my kind. The past? No way. You don't mean. Yo, please no. We're making a. What? What? It's like the past. No, no way. You mean? Oh, that was unexpected. Time machine? 25th century logic told us it couldn't be done, but maybe, just maybe, our grand goal can be realized. Like by shooting the petrification beam into the past to petrify the victims before they met their fates. Maybe we could save them all. 7 billion members of humanity. Oh! 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 Let's see if that's possible. Oh, and we're getting a roadmap, I guess, of it. Oh, as we get to see Senku thinking about everyone that has died that weren't petrified. Okay, as Senku is most likely hoping to see his like father figure as well as everyone else. Oh gosh, this is. Oh, okay. Let's see. As you have Gin just looking at this, which I mean, this is going to be a thing. And it's like, or perhaps instead we've mused about transmitting data into the past to grant humanity an all savior. Truly elegant, no? Are we going to have that robot? Please tell me we're going to have that robot, because we see the little robot that we saw in like that spin-off series. As you have Reese, who's like, ha ha ha, I desire every sort of science we can dream up. People have mocked each impossible dream, but we've overcome every challenge. Am I wrong? As they start with the Y-Man, who has the Hughes field controller, as they have Helium with like the Y-Man to form their supercomputer, I guess. Oh gosh, as they got like particle beams, super condensing magnet, Cytron, iron, greater punt, titanium, basically doing all of this to create like a supercomputer, and through a light speed cyclotron motor, light speed is attained with zero mass. Okay, creating a semiconductor, high-powered source, time machine with an ultra-high vacuum device, cockpit, magnesium, steel, and aluminum. Oh, wow, that's a lot. And I don't know if this will actually work. I believe you really could, dear Senku, or rather humanity could really pull this off. One painstaking step at a time, we can build a time machine. Over decades, centuries, even if it takes millennia. Yep, because science proceeds across time itself to discover and unearth new rules about our universe. So I say, get excited. The end. Okay. Wow. So, this is very interesting. This is a very interesting ending for a series, because here's the thing, like the series of Dr. Stone, and I guess I'm going into review time, from this ending, yes, Dr. Stone as a series has ended, but like there's still technically more to this story, and that we could assume that Senku has created a time machine in a way that like pretty much saves people like from long ago, which here's the thing, it isn't confirmed that they did it or not, and that in reality they may not even be able to do it technically in their lifetime, but they're on the closest step to doing it, and that's pretty amazing. So to go through the entirety of this, there are certain things that like aren't necessarily quote unquote resolved. We get to see how certain characters are living in this new world. We don't really get a lot from everyone, unfortunately, but we do get small moments between pretty much everyone that we've seen throughout the story, either big or small. Some characters make more cameos than others, specifically Nikki, but overall, there are a fair amount of things that have a fine conclusion. We get to see that finally we finally get to see that Yuzurihara as well as Taiju finally get married after several years. We even get to see that potentially Rui as well as Chrome are going to eventually get married, and Chrome did it in a way that is best for Chrome. We see that even a character like Luna is still chasing after Senku. We do know that, unfortunately, or fortunately enough, Tsukasa, Hyoga, Zeno, all of them, they are technically not in jail, but they also allude to the idea that they could potentially face consequences to their actions. Potentially, Senku won't allow that to happen, but it is possible, so that is still up in the air, but that is something that is still addressed. Weirdly enough, Senku's mom makes an appearance. I'm guessing that's Senku's mom, mainly because of like the lipstick, the hair, the boobs being mother, so that's a possibility. So weirdly enough, we get to see both Senku's parents at the end, which is amazing, as well as the major reveal that what Senku told the Medusa devices is that he's going to build a time machine. And from what we see in this last few pages, they haven't succeeded, but they're getting close to it. The fact that they have like what they sort of kind of need to make it, and that they're most likely closely there, you can infer that they've either going to make it within the next few years, or that it may take a lot longer to do so. But the fact is that they are creating this time machine in a way to make sure that people in the past can like live beyond like maybe their years, or to prevent people who would have died early or didn't have the chance to be petrified to have that chance if they choose so. As we get to see Senku and his parent and like the family and the astronauts, his dad, that they didn't get the chance to be petrified, so they had to die. So most likely what I think this is inferring to is that the people who had to live through that 3,000 years will probably have a chance to technically live forever if they want to, or at least have that choice via this time machine. That's kind of my thought process with it, and I think that's a really cool way to end this story, with something that is seen as science fiction even in our world, but the idea that nothing can really be considered science fiction if you are able to find the science behind it. And from what we see in the story, they are beginning to crack that idea of time travel with what they've learned through the Medusa device, which, as we see with like the final like layout, the final plan, which is great that we get to see a final plan for how to reach that time machine at the end of this chapter, and whether or not it succeeds or not, it's all dependent on the Medusa device itself, them learning from it, which will eventually lead to a time machine being produced, where most of the things that they kind of need are already there. They just need to crack the code on the Medusa device so that they can create a time machine. So overall, I really just enjoyed this ending, and I may make a separate video about how much I enjoyed Dr. Stone, maybe, but overall, I think this is a really good end to the story, where it leaves things open-ended for you to infer what would happen. Does Senku actually save all 7 billion people? Maybe. Is he working towards it? Of course. It leaves it open-ended, and that's just kind of how science is. There are a lot of open ends that we as humans are there to try and fill with more science, and I just really enjoy that. I'm not really the type of person that likes endings that are really open-ended, but this is like open-ended in a way that is very definitive. Like, Senku did achieve his dream of like, or is going to achieve his dream most likely of saving 7 billion people, but even if he doesn't achieve that dream, he was still able to do what he wanted to do, which is to do science, to discover new things, to just pour himself into the field of science. So even if he doesn't necessarily achieve his dream or not, he still had fun along the way, and that's all he really wants to do, is have fun with science and getting excited. So yeah, these are like my final thoughts on the ending of Dr. Stone. I think this was just a perfect chapter to end it on. Very emotional, has a lot of different reveals, is open-ended in a way that allows you as the reader to think about what could potentially happen with Senku and his dream and what's going to happen, and that most likely because we've seen what he was able to accomplish in the story, that even though it's open-ended, we can assume that he most likely does that and saves the 7 billion people, the 7 billion humans. So, yeah, really enjoyed this chapter. Just really enjoyed the series of Dr. Stone. I'm so glad that it ended in a way that maybe Boichi as well as Inagaki was able to do it, and that this is the story that they wanted to tell, and they told it, and they told it extremely well. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. Hopefully you enjoyed the chapter, hopefully you enjoyed my reactions and reviews, and hopefully you enjoyed the series and story that is Dr. Stone. Hopefully I can catch you in one of my next videos, and until then, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye, and goodbye. Dr. Stone, you will be missed.